Welcome back to part 2 of the Pacific Rim model kits. You better go watch part 1 because if you haven't and you're here, it's against the law and I am going to sue you into oblivion and you will suffer the rest of your life as the money you make at your part-time Dairy Queen job funds my nonsense. Let's get into this. We're talking about Crimson, not Cherno, no, we're talking about Cherno Alpha and Striker Eureka, my favorite Jaeger. If you want to know about Crimson Typhoon and Gypsy Danger, go watch part 1. I already gave my opinions on them. I threw them into a fire pit. Just kidding, I did not. They're great. But today we're going to look at the other 2 Jaegers, and we'll also do some size comparisons to see how they place next to some other figures from different lines. Let's dive in. Where's some floaties? First up, the Russians. Depending what part of the world you're on, that probably sounds pretty scary. This, though, is not. It's Cherno Alpha, one of the best designed Jaegers. Again, not my personal favorite, but definitely they knew what they were doing when they were told, hey, design a Jaeger from Russia. They nailed it. So, awesome details and paints across the board. This is a fun build, especially because compared to the other Jaegers that have actual heads, he has the big tank on his head. It actually swivels just a little bit. But not much, but still fun. You can see the lights. And the lights, I have my opinion on that, they're fine. His fists do extend in case his enemy is like 1 foot away from where he originally punched, so the extra inches does help. His cockpit in the center there lights up. I don't think I show it here, but the little vents on the side also open up, the little gray vents next to the cockpit. So very, very cool design here. I very much like this figure. He just swung at the camera. Here he is doing a little bit of a dance, a little bit of a jiggy, if you will. Oh, you can see the vents. I did open them there. See, I wasn't lying. See, don't doubt me again. Back up! To be honest, his posing, I would say, is similar to like, well, maybe not. I would say like a Playmates figure, but not really. It's close. Maybe a little bit more posable than that. But it definitely suffices, if you ask me. But yeah, here he is with the fist up because Cherno doesn't have guns. He goes in, swinging. I feel like out of all the Jaegers, though, he would be the one to, like, just have, like, a self-destruct kind of, like, hey, like, shit's going south, just blow the tank off or something. Trigger the meltdown mode. And here he is after slaughtering a baby kaiju. He's dancing and waving to the crowds of people as he skips away and causes more collateral damage. God, I love these figures because they come with stands and you can have some fun. Awesome posability, great figure, highly recommended. Go buy it at Kmart. You're not going to find it because Kmarts don't exist, and if they did, they don't sell this anymore, and if you go to Kmart, you'll probably fall into the back rooms. Here's the best Jaeger, and I'm being biased here because, as you can tell from my accent, I am Australian. Striker Eureka. Yes, this is my favorite Jaeger. Awesome, sleek design. I love the metals on here. It's very shiny. It's still plastic. Don't get too excited. It's plastic, but it's shiny nonetheless. Has a bit more yellow than what I used to seeing in the movie, but that's okay. We all got to be a little bit different when we do our little designs. The lights you can see they're in there. They're fine. Again, I would have preferred some solid color oranges or yellows. He has the open hands here that you can actually, you'll see right here, make a little heart. See that? That's love, kids. That's real love. Here's those generic fists, though. This is not real love. This is actually pure hate. I don't like these. Gypsy Danger had them too. I'm not using them. But this, though, this is some real shit. It comes with the open chest, and you have the missiles coming out of it. It's an awesome option. Why did I not put this on? Because I put the other chest on before realizing or thinking that, hey, I should do this instead. It'd be a lot more cool. But I didn't do that. Awesome details, awesome design, awesome stand, awesome personality. Everything is there. This is actually filling a hole in my heart because I did actually miss out on the Chinese action figure. I have like multiple other figures already, and I still cannot remember what the name is. But you know what I'm talking about. They're doing the Pacific Rim action figures. It just had Leatherback come out on Big Bad Toy Store and Striker Eureka. Unfortunately, I had previously thought I had pre-ordered Striker Eureka. I did not. And by the time I realized, like, oh shit, Striker's up, he was sold out, and I missed it, unfortunately. I think there's still some websites, like Kawaii Toys, whatever the hell. Obviously, they ship from China, so it's a bit more expensive in terms of shipping. But at least I can still find this figure if I really want it. But this model kit right here provides a very nice detailed Striker Eureka figure that I am happy with. So in case everything goes south and all the Striker Eureka's action figures in the world explode and I can't get any more, at least I have this one, and I will be sufficed with that. That was a long rant. Here he is jumping onto something or killing something and just jumping for glee. Yeah, the blades on his hand don't go away, by the way. It's not like Gypsy Danger that the sword can be taken on and off. They soldered those blades on. That's part of him. All right, those will be there wherever he goes in life. So I hope you're content with that. And here he is jogging, which you should do because it's good for your health. Make sure you're getting your steps in after having a meal. I heard it's good for your digestion. Don't ask me to explain how. I don't know how the body works. I don't do those kind of videos. But I've heard it's good. And, you know, sometimes just getting those juices flowing, getting that burrito you ate out of your system as soon as possible is probably the best thing for you and your mental health. Let's get emotional. Just kidding. We're going to do some size comparisons now with all 4 Jaegers. Starting up with the Playmates Kong figure. Yes, we're looking at a $10 toy compared to this $100 model kit set. To be clear, for like $100 you get all 4 of the Jaegers. So it's actually not a horrible deal. Anyway, but I want to show Kong and the Playmate figure just so you guys can see. The Jaegers actually look pretty well next to the 6-inch Kong and other Playmate figures. They size pretty well. They may be a little bit shorter. And if you can see, mine are still using their stands. If you look at Cherno, he's kind of floating there. But even without the stands and without, you know, the little bit of floating, they size pretty well. And I'm very happy with this. I was worried they'd be a little bit shorter because sometimes I know with Gunpla they tend to be much smaller compared to, or not much smaller, but like they're more like 5 inches tall, and then put it next to a 6-inch figure. Technically, Gundams are smaller than Kaiju, but sometimes it'd be nice to have one that looks really nice next to a Godzilla action figure, just for the sake of fun. But in this case, this works very well with the Jaegers. Up next, we have Monster X from the Movie Monster series. Now, this one's a bit tall compared to most Movie Monster series figures, but you still get a good idea. The Jaegers still look very nice. Again, being a little bit shorter, but not horribly short. And I think if you want these next to some Movie Monster series, that you'll be happy. I hope. Or you'll be depressed. But I don't know how, you know, a Monster X toy will fix that. Maybe he will. Maybe that's what you're missing in life. I don't know. Talk to like a doctor or something. Or talk to somebody at like a grocery store, like a cashier, and hold up the line. That might help too. Finally, Haya. Evolved Godzilla. Now, Haya toys, they go up an inch. They're 7 inches. They're above average. So, this, it still looks good. They're definitely going to be shorter, the Jaegers, but that's okay. You know, Jaegers are a bit smaller than actual Kaiju. Well, MonsterVerse Kaiju at least. So, it'll be fine. I think these will still look very good if you want to do like a little diorama or display or pictures or, I don't know, whatever you do with your figures. But I think you'll still be pretty happy with these. I think they'll look very well. So, thumbs up on the scaling. Very, very pleased, honestly. Bada bing, we're done. Thumbs up. I know I gave a thumbs up at the end of the last video, so you kind of saw it coming. But now you can see all 4 are just great. Model kits, especially Pacific Rim ones, I'm all for because really, Gunpla's fun, and you throw in Jaegers, it's even more fun. And I just love Pacific Rim merch. I wish there was more of it. It's very slow coming now because the franchise is pretty much dormant. I know Amazon supposedly has a series they're going to work on. Maybe. That's kind of been quiet for a minute now. So we'll see, hopefully, because I love Pacific Rim. And I know a lot of you do too. It's like one of my, I think it's my most popular video on my channel is my Pacific Rim collection. And it surprised me when that happened. I was like, wow. Like, you know, by then again, the franchise is already kind of dormant. So to see like, hey, there's still like a lot of love for Pacific Rim made me happy because it's a great movie. And I know no one wants to talk about Uprising. That's fine. Pacific Rim, the Black on Netflix, I thought was pretty good too. But the first Pacific Rim is like very, very special. You can see Gypsy Danger in the background, my 18-inch naked one, because that just I love that movie, and I love the merch, and I love the story, I love the characters, the designs, the Jaeger, the world. It's a work of Kaiju love. There's a lot of love. I know I'm going on a tangent here, my personal opinion. I hate when people say Pacific Rim is a dumb movie, and I know they try to be like positive about it, saying it's a dumb fun movie. I completely disagree. I think it's a very, like, in terms of how much detail is put into the scaling and the weight and all the mechanisms of the Jaegers and the how much is how do I say it? How much inspiration is taken from anime and different Japanese kaiju fiction, all the way put together. There's just a lot of intelligence there. Like I think it's kind of wrong to call it a dumb movie when it's not. I understand it's monsters versus giant robots. You know, you want to boil it down to that. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. But when you really look at it, I think there's a lot more knowledge, a lot more thought put into the movie. And I think it deserves a little bit more than being called a dumb, fun movie. It's just a really fun movie. So, anyway, that's my tangent. Let me know what you all think. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all take care. And I'll see you all next time.